Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're looking at a modified Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. This one has 35s added to it. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Alpine Overland. They're here in Sandy, Utah. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out their inventory. They also do custom builds for people. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Ryan. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Now, powering this is a twin-turbo 3.4-liter V6 hybrid. This is the only engine available for the TRD Pro Sequoia, or just the Sequoia in general, actually. It goes through a 10-speed. It produces 437 horsepower and then 583 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. And this is a 25 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro finished in mud bath. Really cool color to see in person. I love the marker lights on the TRD Pro. You can see the light bar down below, the Heritage Toyota logo. And then the headlights are actually really cool. How they kind of have that little teardrop effect. Now what you guys are all here for are the tires and the wheels. So 20-inch TRD wheels. We've got 35-inch tall tires wrapped around them, and this just has a leveling kit added to it. Toyota has made it much easier to fit much bigger tires on their new vehicles from the factory, and so yeah, with just a leveling kit you can fit 35s on the Sequoia. This one has the factory side steps there. See the 35s there in the rear, and it looks like the wheels are gosh, it's kind of hard to tell, but offset wise you can see the tire pokes out a little bit. The wheels are pretty neutral in terms of the offset. It's either probably like a +10 or maybe even a 0 on the offset, but here's your side profile with the Sequoia. And here's a better angle with the sunlight kind of hitting the side here. You can see the roof rack there at the top. Really cool kind of off-roader look. And once you put bigger tires on the new Sequoia, boy does it look cool. Now I want to give you guys a quick refresher on the interior if you haven't seen my other TRD Pro review. But really nice trim throughout. You got stuff like blind spot monitoring, power folding mirrors, memory seats. The Sequoia is pretty solid payload, 1325. TRD Pro on the seats, which I think looks great. All of your power adjustments there. You get the fancier pedals, big digital gauge cluster, really cool steering wheel, huge infotainment system. We've got a traditional 2-speed transfer case. You've got Toyota's crawl control, their multi-terrain select. This has all of the off-road stuff as well as a rear locking differential, heated and ventilated seats. It's got a huge panoramic sunroof as well. So it's got all of the modern gadgets and gizmos. Now with that being said, before we take it out, I do want to quickly show one more thing. Now, Alpine Overland has a bunch of different builds, and I want you guys to let me know what you want me to review. So that Tundra at the very end has King shocks. If you want to see how that performs, let me know on that. It looks like that's the TRD lift. I might be wrong on that, but they've got the red springs on these, so it looks like TRD lifts. But I'll just show you guys all of the different vehicles. So just comment down below which you want to see. This one's got like a whole camper setup there on the back, it looks like. And then you got some Sequoias. So these aren't TRD Pros. These are quote-unquote regular Sequoias. Like that one's a Platinum, for example. This one's a Platinum with the TRD off-road package. You can see the Land Cruisers here as well. And they've got quite a few of these new Land Cruisers they've had a chance to do some builds on. I obviously reviewed some. This one looks like it's stock here. I'll check if this one's a premium in a second. And they have this is the 400 SR5 5th gen, and then they've got a couple Land Cruisers over there. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want to see with reviews on any of these, let me know in the comments. Well, let us set off in this Sequoia TRD Pro, and something nice about the new Toyotas too is the camera system is so good. Great resolution, huge screen. So it's really easy to see everything. And I'll show you guys right off the bat, cranking it all the way. No rubbing, and I'll do it in reverse, cranked all the way. No rubbing. So yeah, that's one thing that is impressive about this new generation of Toyota is the fact that you can fit big tires Look how cool that Tacoma is, by the way. It's got the Heritage grille and everything. That's cool looking. Anyways, the fact that you can fit big tires underneath these new Toyotas, and you don't have to do all of the crazy cutting and everything that you had to with the previous gen. I mean, I have a 200 series Land Cruiser, for example, and I'm rubbing slightly on the front end with 32s on that. So it just gives you an idea of how much Toyota has changed with this newest gen. So with this hybrid turbo V6, it has a ton of low-end torque. And when I say a ton, I really do mean it. I mean, it just pushes through. And then the other nice thing about the new Sequoia with the Fox shocks, very comfortable suspension. Now, one benefit of a level kit over a full-on lift kit is it's not going to raise it as much. So a lot of times you can just keep everything within stock geometry as long as the level kit's not too big. So that is one benefit. But you also get stock ride comfort. Now, yes, you are technically changing the range of travel and all of that. So under big compression, yeah, it's probably going to feel a little bit different than stock. But overall, you're maintaining a lot of the stock handling, stock ride quality, but you're able to fit bigger tire underneath, which bigger tires are always fun, right? Now, something else about the new Sequoia that I like, and I'm saying this as somebody who owns a previous gen, right? I just bought one of those for the wife from Texas, which, funny enough, that's where the Sequoias are built, is it feels small, actually. It's a big SUV, but it drives smaller. I would say that this doesn't drive quite as small as like my 200 series Land Cruiser, but it drives smaller than our previous gen Sequoia that's actually a smaller vehicle overall. This is about 209 inches. The previous gen Sequoia is about 205 inches in overall length. And I think part of that's the improved steering rack with the electronic rack, and they changed everything with the suspension, right? Different shock. I mean, it's still Fox shocks, but different shocks and everything. So I think it all kind of comes together to lead to a better ride. And Toyota really, a big emphasis of this newest generation of TRD Pros, Toyota is really focusing on making the vehicles more sporty, more Raptor-like. Hence the marker there at the top of the steering wheel with this. Yeah, I really love how this drives. There's zero concession with this build. The handling is just as good as stock, and the tires, they're not any noisier. You know, 35s, you expect you might get a little bit more noise. It's a wider tire than stock, quite a bit wider actually. But yeah, it's not noisy at all. No trouble moving the tires either. 35s are big. It's a lot of tire to move. And most cars, once you put 35s on them, they feel pretty sluggish. Not the case with this. Again, that hybrid really helps out on the low end. And then once you kind of lose the hybrid, you're in the turbos with the V6, and yeah, it's a torque monster. Now, obviously I'm not able to do long-term tests, so who knows what fuel economy is going to end up being on something like this. Surely not going to be as good as stock, so understand that. But bigger when you put big tires on a big vehicle, it doesn't have as much of an impact as on a smaller vehicle. Like, you know, 35s on a, you know, the new Land Cruiser, the 4-cylinder, that's going to have a bigger impact on fuel economy than something like this that's already bigger and heavier. So in summary, Sequoia TRD Pro mud bath looks fantastic. 35s, they're pretty darn easy to fit. I'm not sure what the biggest possible tires that you can fit on stock suspension with one of these Sequoia TRD Pros. I imagine it's probably a 30. I I'd be willing to bet it's probably a 34. If I were to guess, it would probably be a 34-inch tall tire. Don't know on that. I'd have to go and talk to people that have actually thrown some rubber under stock Sequoia. It seems like everyone just lifts them. That is interesting. You got 3 different... Oh! I knew that you had a tow guide, but I forgot about the other one that you have. And this is something, this is like a very tight... This is something that's also nice, like I said about the new stuff, is the camera system. The resolution is so good that you really, really can trust it. So, I think all in all, they did a fantastic job with this. Man, would you look at that. Like, this is, again, this is a vehicle that is Tahoe sized. And the fact that I'm able to go into this tight area that I have very little familiarity with and just be super precise, I don't know, I think that's cool with the camera system. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the Sequoia with the leveling kit. Let me know what you guys think about the TRD Pro. Do you think the TRD Pro is worth it? I think in the Sequoia lineup, my personal opinion, yes, because the TRD Pro is not that much more expensive than the other packages that are actually ordered by dealers. I shouldn't say ordered, but Toyota ships to dealers. Like, I never see SR5s. I pretty much only see limiteds, and really, I only see platinums. And a platinum's as expensive as this in terms of the MSRP price. So it's like, if I'm gonna spend that kind of money, I'm gonna go TRD Pro so I can get the Toyota on the dash. And it still has all this luxury stuff. It still has a camera rear view mirror, it still has a 360 camera and all of that. So let me know your thoughts.